So we're now going to do a practical example of using direct connections, and in this case, visibility layers. So I have a control down here that has a bunch of custom attributes and a separator attribute. As you notice, it says GeoViz, BodyViz, Extra, and JointViz. These 0-1s are directly connected to the groups in geometry, as you see over here. We have a geometry group, body and extras, controls, and joints. So if I click on my GeoViz and I middle mouse drag, you see the character disappears. If I select his BodyViz, his body disappears, his extras disappear, and so forth. Now these give me a nice little easy access to all the different things I want to show and not show. So this could be controls that are too complex right off the beginning that I can hide and you can turn them on, like finger controls can be done like this. And you might say, well, with visibility layers like this, why don't I just use the layers down here? Well, the problem is that when we create layers in here, these layers compound on top of each other. So if I'm actually bringing in multiple versions of these characters into a scene, like it's a city or a town, every time I bring one of these guys in, he's going to get his layers back in there. It's going to multiply. Now, one layer is not a big deal, but if I have 27 of these characters, I'm going to have 27 layer 1s around. And that's going to become really, really difficult. So typically, the first thing I do is remove any layers that are on the system. This way, this custom attributes, custom control that's on the bottom here has all my attributes for this character. And I can also code this so I can hide all the background characters or the hero characters or characters that are, in the middle ground. So to start with, how we're going to do this. So I'm going to open up a new scene. And we're going to need to create an attribute here. So I'm just going to create a circle. Okay. Okay, oops, I got 2 circles on here. And scale it up. And freeze it and delete history. Okay, so we're going to create some custom attributes on here, starting with a separator. Add attribute. We're going to do enum. And I'm going to call this visibility layers, all in caps. Or say underscore layers. Okay. Okay, take blue, get rid of that. Green, get rid of that. And then in green, I'm going to put a bunch of dashes. Okay, I hit add, good, and lock it. Now I'm going to create my integer attributes. You might think Boolean's true and false, but you can't middle mouse drag back and forth on Booleans. Integers you can. So my minimum is 0, my maximum is 1. And I'm going to turn it by default, it's going to be on. And we're going to say GeoViz. Oops. Oops, this is not going to be caps. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to connect. This is the overall visibility. Then I'm going to have body, extras. I can have one for controls and I can have one for joints as well. Okay, say GeoViz. Remember, got to put underscores in here. It won't do it automatically for you. 0, 1, 1. And this is one of the things I do not like about this menu, is it wipes everything out every time. So I can say now, I can say body, GRP, minimum, maximum, maximum. Okay, now I have a scene where these are done. I'm going to finish these off because it's extra. I call that group. Let's go back and fix that. Oops. Okay. And I'm just going to do joint viz. I normally would put control viz on here too, but I don't have any controls in the scene to hide. Okay. There, I got my visibility layers. Now I need to connect these. And this is just going to be doing the node editor direct connections. Okay, so I had stuff in here. So actually I do want my NURB circle. I don't want my shape. So get my shape, erase that. There we go. I probably should call this like master icon because that's what it would be. Okay, so now I need to bring in those things. My geometry, body, extras, and joint. Just add these in here. There we go. Nice thing about the node editor, I can also expand all three of them in one shot, like that. That's what these guys do. There's my joints, my body, my geometry. This one I just want to do first. Okay. Okay. So it's going into visibility. I can just expand. And the nice thing is I can use my little shorthand here and say viz. There's all my visibility. And the first one should be geo, which is not alphabetical. Boom. And you'll notice that if I turn my geovis, it's hidden already. Cool thing is I can actually hide some of these. I can put them to 0, and you'll see them disappear as I connect them. So I leave geovis on because otherwise everything will be invisible. But body viz, I can just go, here's body. You'll see, boom, disappears. Then extra. There we go. Boom. And joints. There. And I can bring them all back. I like the middle mouse drag back and forth. It shows the controls working. So there's a quick practical example of visibility layers. You can do these all over the place. I mean, this is a very easy one-to-one because 0, 1 is the same thing as visibility. I could do this, like I said, Boolean, but this is just true or false. You have to type it in 0 or 1 on it. You can't just middle mouse drag. So there's your visibility layers. Good practical example of using direct connections and attributes.